From just off the shores of Lake Erie, EA Sports brings you coverage of the NFL from Cleveland Browns Stadium in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Ravens. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. And they'll accept that penalty. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Lisa 24.
They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he'll manage only a couple here up to about the 27. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll leave them with a third and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer. Exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive. Stop them on the first drive defensively.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. First down, here's Mitchell. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The Browns had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because
touchdown, Browns! Courtland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking 1 drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they like, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
At their own 28-yard line.
Okay, break.
Now a two-time Pro Bowler coming off a big year, Saquon Barkley. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
At the 27-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd.
79 Broncos.
Stroud here on 3rd and long. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
Cowboy 80. 19 tight. 19 tight. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Stroud. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 49-yard line.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Let's go. Ready.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman. A touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road. Throws the touchdown pass.
And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him. But when he goes out and plays like this on the first drive on the road, he doesn't have to say, I'm here to be your leader. They just need to follow him.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, run.
The Browns drive about to get started. in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 3rd and 3.
11.
Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
A handoff from Mitchell running left. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Baltimore defense. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
13, Luke. 11, Agate.
From midfield now, Lawrence. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
This offense converted once already in this first quarter. They're going to try it again here on 4th down. Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and this defense will take over right at midfield. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They run with a veteran speedster. It's Kareem Hunt. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
19, Lions. Ready?
The 2nd down throw now from Stroud. Throw left side complete. That's Hunt. Touchdown! Kareem Hunt, 49 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
On second down, here's Mitchell. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. On third down, here's Mitchell. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's the backup Tannehill. Open man, the tight end Henry. Big strides, look at him go. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Vizcaino, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Now here's Stroud on third down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Tough to imagine any team wanting to give a player like this up in a trade, but I know they're happy to have it.
It is amazing, isn't it? But we have seen big-time guys change teams. Jimmy Graham, Brandon Marshall, and their new teams are really excited to have them because they provide big-time targets.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's a 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Stroud working out of the gun. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Now Lawrence now going to move him around.
Gun. Think right open. Think right.
Lawrence from his end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They run over center with Mitchell. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, kill.
Lawrence. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd.
Here we go.
2nd and goal from the 1. Now Stroud. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Kareem Hunt with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's Lawrence. Cortland Sutton. Down the right sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cortland Sutton. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he pushed it right. It's no good. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. But right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Hunt will try going up the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fist fights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fist fights.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Meanwhile, Stroud's throw complete there to Bateman. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
Let's go now.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Second and 10.
Warriors 70.
Second and 10. Here's Stroud. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Jordan Jenkins. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now 3rd down and very long.
Dragon 60.
Here's Stroud. This one caught by Kittle. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Stroud looking to throw. Touchdown! George Kittle, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. And what I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Cleveland offense ready to go. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They go play action with Lawrence. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go in at the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And nothing comes of this last-ditch attempt at points as time will run out on this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
They run with a man from La Tech. It's Boston Scott. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
11. Here we go.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
79 Broncos.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Von Bell. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Hey, Lion.
Here's Scott. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A great play by Derek Hall to drop him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Here we go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Lawrence will throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Browns. Cortland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Vizcaino, up and good. And this is back to an 8-point game. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in a mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And Stroud now to throw. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 2nd down, it's Stroud. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big pickup of 38. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. They work now on 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. Stroud. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Jordan Addison. His 1st NFL reception goes for 6 as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now.
42, Browns 27.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Lawrence slings this deep for McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They go play action now. Lawrence slings this deep for McLaurin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, he bowls over him. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
It's a throw again as Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Lawrence to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll move the chains. Throwing now is Stroud. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Jordan Addison with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This taken in at the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Cup 19, Cup 19.
Stroud on third down now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
60 average, Cougar 19.
Fourth down, here's Stroud. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
11.
Lawrence. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go. But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, After we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Lisa 24.
Now 2nd and 5.
30 left.
Now Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. There he goes right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The Browns send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Pressure comes and it's blocked. The Ravens block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Ravens have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's Mitchell. And now off to the races down the right side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 73 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. first down. Here's Mitchell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been stymied left and right, converted only one time. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Go, let's go.
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Hot.
Stroud to throw it. This one caught by Kittle. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. George Pickens from 3 yards out. And the Ravens continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, go.
The Browns drive about to get started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play. to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hey, Lion. 13, Luke.
On first down, Lawrence. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Hey, let's go.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the draw, here's Mitchell. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. Down to the 10. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Stroud to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch, and it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional? Because it certainly feels that way, right? But when you look at the scoreboard, this rookie, he has his team moving at a little bit quicker pace than his opponents. The entire offense is going to get plenty of praise, but I think these coaches have to be especially happy with what their quarterback has done.
At their own 25-yard line.
Red on red.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Scott. Able to avoid him at the 40. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5. On play action, Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now Scott. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Browns send out their punter now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Pressure comes and it's blocked. The Ravens block it. It's picked up. Remember, the ball is live. And so they will end up with a ball and possession right on the edge of the red zone at the 20.
So when I look at the scoreboard and realize they just blocked a punt with that type of a lead, how much of that was a called punt block or how much of it was a breakdown, you think, by the team punting the ball?
You got to think a breakdown, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think someone just didn't fulfill their assignment and end up now in even worse position.
And now you can start the buses. I would say it's safe, right?
Rev them up, baby.
If they weren't started already. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Baltimore...